going on, y'all? How's you guys' day going? Hope you're having a good day. My day's okay. Thank you for asking. Something I see a lot that I feel like people know about, but we don't really say it, at least directly, is that Gen Z, for the most part, maybe it's just social media, but for the most part, it seems as if we've already become jaded. We've already hit our elderness in terms of mentality, at least. You know how like everybody always says, oh my grandpa, my grandma, or an older person, right? Like the stereotype of becoming old is that you become cranky and get off my lawn and you become mad at everything and you hate the way the world is, right? It seemed like I see no difference at all whatsoever between any of the previous generations and our generation with the way that we just go about anything, literally anything that you can think of. It doesn't matter how minuscule, it doesn't matter how trivial, it doesn't matter how stupid it is. There is someone out there that will find a way to just be the most cynical, the most jaded, just bitter person. And it makes me really sad. It really does. Because it's our turn. It's our turn to be the adults. It's our turn to do something. Anything. Literally anything, right? There has never been a point in time where you can do anything more than now, right? And don't get me wrong, outside of the obvious stuff, right? Like we're all aware of how crap the economy is. We're all aware of those aspects, and that does perpetuate a lot of what allows us to do things. But I suppose I'm trying to say it in a more, I guess, cultural, societal, idealistic kind of way, right? Where every generation hopes to be the generation to change the world and to change things and not let things be the way that they are forever. And we are, don't get me wrong, Gen Z is definitely trying very hard. However, for every step we take in that direction, we take 5 steps back, 10 steps back, because we cannot keep our mouth shut. We cannot help but be the most, I don't even know. It's like, it's this weird combination of youthful angst and elderly bitterness. And it's like a combination of this weird potion that we've seemed to be, that we've taken, where we can't pick a side. We can't pick a side of whether we want to be upset about everything or constantly trying to rebel. And they, you would think that those would go hand in hand, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm biased. I don't know if I'm thinking unfairly. But I can't help but see people that are in their 20s, which is young. That's really young in your 20s. At any point in your 20s, that's, everybody always says the same thing. That's the time where you somewhat find yourself, right? Because it's hard. It's a very hard thing to do. You change a lot from the time that you're a teenager to the time you're an adult. 5 years from 15 to 20 is a very, very, very big change that 10 to 15 is, right? From 10 to 15, you change, but not in the way that you would from 15 to 20. And so, and that continues to happen, right? The amount of time that it takes to change gets shorter and shorter because of the aspects that are happening in your life. But I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like a, what is it called? Like we're somehow going forward, but with a closed fist, if that makes sense. Like we are doing the things we want to do, and we're trying to do the things we want to do, and we're trying to make change, and we're trying to be ourselves. But the whole time, we're doing it with like 50 pounds of weight on our back. From us, by the way. I'm not just talking about external factors. I'm talking about internally. And I can't help but think that by the time majority of Gen Z is in their 40s, I can't wonder what that's going to be like. I have no idea what anybody is going to turn out to be, because there are too many subcategories of people in Gen Z. The Gen Z is not, at least I would say, what's the word? Homo ingenuous? I can't remember what the word is. Where basically it's the word that's meant to describe a group of people being extremely similar. But I don't know. I don't know if Gen Z is the generation that will be the end of everything as we know it. Not in necessarily like the end of the world. It could be. But more so the end of, I don't know. I don't even know what you would call it. I don't even know what word you would use to describe the state of life that we're in. And it isn't necessarily different from history, right? It isn't like this is the most chaotic time or anything like that. I mean, in a lot of ways you could say that it is. But how should I say, not criticalness, but like it's almost like hard to believe that. You know what I mean? Like, you know how hard it would be to believe that this is the hardest time that has ever existed, right? Just with what we know, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's just a hard thought to swallow, at least for me. I have a hard time believing that. Like, you want to believe it because you're in it and you're experiencing, right? And so your mind is obviously going to tell you stuff like that, or it's easier to believe that because it's you. But then, you know, the second you take the time to step outside of yourself or outside of history, it doesn't seem that way. But I don't know. I just I can't see one group of Gen Z perpetuating either side, essentially. Right? You have the side of Gen Z that is very, like, if I had to put it into two, just to make it easy, just to make it like more simple, if I had to put it into two groups, I would say there's the side of Gen Z that is, for the most part, carrying things on just as life has always been. And then the other side is kind of just there, right? We're not necessarily doing anything or not doing anything, but at the same time, I don't know if Gen Z even knows what we would do if we were to change things. And it's kind of a scary thought. It's a really scary thought, knowing that there are people in power that there's nothing we can do about. And that our only option and our only choice is to depend on not only ourselves, but those of us that are Gen Z, really. I mean, where else do you turn to? Where else do you go? Right? Unless you're religious or spiritual. But just as and it doesn't even necessarily have to be taken to that extreme. Even in just a day-to-day viewpoint, it scares me knowing that a lot of Gen Z just doesn't care. And that the only other side, or at least the how should I say, the vocal majority of Gen Z is just angry, very, very angry. And don't get me wrong, it's justified in a lot of ways. It's absolutely justified, and there is a lot of angst and there's a lot of rebelliousness that would, again, be justified. But I don't just mean angst and rebelliousness of action, but of self. That's the point that I'm trying to make, because it's very different, right? It's very different for a generation to be angstful and rebellious, because that's normal, right? That's a very normal thing. But it's entirely different when you think of it as the people in of themselves carrying that angst and that rebelliousness as a sense of self rather than the actions they're taking, right? Because I'm all for change. I'm all for those aspects of youth, I suppose, taking over the old and replenishing and renewing. But see, that's the thing. That's not what it looks like. It doesn't look, at least again, with just the way, with what you hear, just with how you hear people talk, with how you hear people think, the way they feel, right? Most of the time, and this could, again, just be me being biased, but for the most part, man, it's people are just void, nothingness. They don't care. They don't have anything to say. They just want to, live their life, live their average life, and be done with it, or die. That's another really sad thing. A lot of Gen Z is kind of just ready to check out. And again, it's not like I'm not looking at that from a place of of judgment or of like a, how should I say, like of what's it called, chastisation. Like I'm not chastising them, but rather it's worry. Like that's scary. But when we talk about it in that way, though, I don't think that I don't think that Gen Z entirely speaks of it with the weight that it carries, if that makes sense, right? It's kind of like, if I had to give an example, it's like that person, if you've ever been around somebody who says really dark jokes or like suicidal jokes or any type of, something just really harsh, right? And it's supposed to be a joke. And then you're kind of like, that doesn't really sound like a joke. Like, it kind of just sounds like you're telling the truth by accident, right? If you've ever heard that before. And I feel like Gen Z does that with a lot of things, where we talk about things, but we don't do it in a way where, like, that's us. Like, that's we're talking about us. We're not just talking about things. We're not just talking about life. We're not just talking about situations or political events. We're talking about our lives, like somebody else's life, hundreds of thousands and millions of other people's lives. And I already know exactly what they would say, right? If I was talking to somebody, they would say, well, what do you expect us to do? And I can't blame them, right? I can't blame them for thinking that way. And it's not like I expect some grandiose solution or revolution or anything like that. But I don't know. It scares me, because the last thing I want is for Gen Z to get their way and not change at all, or to not get their way and continue this cycle of suffering, essentially. Because that is almost always what happens, right? The generation before and the generation before and the generation before, even if they get their way, that's their way, right? That's what they want. That's the things that they hope to change and the things that they hope to see. And we're at that point in life now where we can't always count on that anymore. Because we are the ones doing that. We can't, how long are we going to, or rather, how long will it take before we start to realize that the things we want to see in life is not going to come from other avenues anymore? Right? There will come a time where those things end, and Gen Z does not seem very, I guess, how should I say, there, like participating in it. And I use that word very specifically because, you might use a word like prepared or ready or, excited. And I chose not to use those words because I can't blame them for not being that way. But on the same token, there's only so much, right? There's only so much that's there. But even then, even with that, right? Even with that being the case, even with that being true, there has to be something there. There has to be a sense of presence, participation, right? There has to be something. And it reminds me of Boondocks, where I think it was, I can't remember who, I can't remember their name. It's been so long since I've seen it. It might have been Riley. It was I can't remember who it was, but anyways, one of the kids had asked the grandpa. He said, "What do you do when you've done all you can and you can't do anything else?" And the grandpa says, "You do all you can, or you do all you can do." And that might sound like kind of like a circular answer, right? Like you just said the same thing that I said, basically. But that really is just the way it is, unfortunately. You do all you can. Even if you've done everything all you can do, you do all you can. And that's it, right? And it's easier said than done. It's absolutely easier said than done. But I believe that these type of problems and these type of, I guess, events in life start with honesty more than anything, right? Where it can't be judgment, it can't be chastising, and it cannot be blame. That is the worst part, which is what we do. It can't be blame. And that's all we've been doing for the last 10 years, for the last 15 years. We've been playing blame game with each other. Oh no, it's not my fault. It's this side's fault. No, it's not that side's fault. It's this side's fault. Oh no, and then we just keep doing that forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever until guess what? We all lose. That's it. It's like I can't remember what his name was, but there was a guy, I think he was a preacher, and he said, if you think the cost of trying is bad, think of the cost of not trying. It's way worse, way worse. And I don't know. It's almost as if like the youth has not only been forgotten, but like zapped of their youth. And again, I'm definitely not blaming at all. However, it could only ever work if we just keep doing what we're doing, really. That's kind of the simple answer, I suppose. Like, there has to be change, but it doesn't start with change of life. Like, it doesn't start physical. And everybody always says that, or like these people. And that's another thing. I think that's another really big problem, is that Gen Z says things, but we kind of just say things for the sake of saying them. We've gotten very comfortable with talking and not thinking, or rather taking into account the things that we say. Like, if you knew that the things you say and the things you talk about were going to make a difference, like if you knew without a doubt that what you talked about was going to make a change, right? Like, regardless if you support it or don't, I feel like it would force you to care, right? But because so much of Gen Z doesn't think that we change things, that is the reason why we talk so loosely. But it's the complete opposite, right? There is no world in which we speak and things don't change, because we change. And if we change, life changes. But it's either we don't care or we don't believe. And then guess what? It happens anyways. Right? It's like fear. It's like it's the same thing that everybody tries to teach you when you're afraid of something. All right, anytime you've ever been nervous, anytime you've ever been afraid, anytime, you've had to deal with a situation where you've had to overcome something, not doing anything never helped. Like if you had a presentation to do, not doing the presentation wasn't going to help you with your fear of the presentation, which a lot of people did. I remember being in school all the time, and don't get me wrong, I understand being nervous and I understand having social pressure on you, but the worst thing you can do is convince yourself that doing nothing is the only choice you have. And that's what we've done. That's what Gen Z has come to, is that, oh well, I'm just going to try and get what I can. I'm just going to try and enjoy my life before it's over, before I die. Or, if life goes to crap, I'm just going to commit suicide. It's just, I don't know. It's like we've been pushed to the wall, and instead of breaking the wall, we sat down. I feel like that's the best way to put it into an analogy or into words. Whereas most generations prior to us, they broke the damn wall. If you got your back pushed to the wall, you didn't just let the wall stop you. Like, you kept going. Like, if you were getting pushed back, you don't stop. It's the same thing with the saying of the storm, or like going through hell. If you're going through hell, why would you stop? You keep going. That's how you get through it, right? They always say, oh, you got to get through your obstacles. You got to get through your your uncomfortableness. So they are phases. They are points. They're not constant. They're not forever, right? As long as you don't make it so. And then, I guess that would be the third group. The third group of Gen Z would be the ones who, if you tell them stuff like that, they don't want to hear what you have to say. They want nothing to do with you if you tell them stuff like that. That, yeah, there's got to be something that you can do. But then they look at you and then they get mad. They get mad that you say stuff like that. Or they, they say you're just like, oh, you're no better than everybody else. Or you don't understand, right? Like, just very childish things. But I just wanted to come on here, share my thoughts, share my worries. I hope that this inspires somebody to join the conversation and to try. And it doesn't matter necessarily what it is you're trying, but that you tried it all, right? You can't take the 50th step before you've taken the first one. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day.